getting too old for late night football games. They're on.
Yeah, you had a little bit of drama there, huh?
That is
One way
the
to put it.
quintessential Bengals game. That is the full Bengals experience.
Well, you won though, so it's really not the quintessential one.
Well, it's the quintessential version since Joe Burrow arrived.
Yeah, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Little abnormal if you
Yeah,
factor in the whole
historically
30-year
abnormal,
run of nothing. But
yeah. Well, enjoy it.
I mean, the easiest way to screw up the Bengals is actually just to put in a backup quarterback. For whatever reason, that's the
Yeah,
Achilles heel of the Bengals.
Well, we talked about this. This is, I think, the thing that is most fascinating about football is how strange matchups can be, and they're unpredictable. And the one thing that I think teams really, why would they? What they'll really prepare for, because it's just not a good use of time, is what a difference it makes when another quarterback is there.
Yeah.
Because they're just unknowable.
And this is the third time we've played they're a division rival, so it's the third time we've played the team this year, like this season. And so
yeah. This is the
whatever.
Ravens, right?
We came out
Who is their backup quarterback?
Tyler Huntley. They've got two because Lamar Jackson,
Sure.
per
They're all
usual, about
backups at
8
this
games
point,
into the
yeah.
season gets injured, and then
I'm going to sit here and try to coil this USB-C cable until it actually stays coiled, and we're going to be here a while, because let me tell you something. It's not interested. All right, sorry.
they sell things called cable ties that would.
Yeah.
You might even have one on your bread. You could go steal that.
On my, yeah, I don't. I have those little hard tab things, but I see what you're saying. The problem is my organizational skills dictate that if I have 15 computers, 15 power supplies, 15 USB cables, 15 power ports, etc., they're essentially like thrown into a ball pit, and then I have to go pick the ones I need to do anything, and it just never works. You know what I mean? That's pretty much my life in a nutshell. It's the ball pit of technology. Just severe disorganization.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently, according to Reuters, the EU is going to be issuing a what do they call it? A statement of charge.
Objections.
Statement of charge, they call it, to block, at least initially, the Microsoft ABK deal. So that should be coming here in the near future.
I don't know that this is a block.
No, it's so apparently Microsoft wanted to offer them remedies, as they call it, before they issued this, but the EU was like, no, we want to issue this thing, and then you can do it.
I think the FTC was kind of doing the same thing. It's like, we have concessions that will meet every one of your demands, and the regulatory body in question will say, yeah, that's cute. We're gonna issue our demands first.
Yeah,
because I think they need to be seen to be effective, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is part of the process.
Yep.
Now they could say Microsoft has met our concerns, and now we can approve it.
They kneeled before us, our mighty authority.
Exactly. I really do think it's almost like a psychological thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think you're too far from the truth there, other than...
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... It's actually a holiday in the U.S., which kind of forgot about until I went to drag my kid to school, and she's like, we don't have school. I was like, right.
It's good for me because in January, as in the summer, as in on Christmas break, my gym turns into a daycare. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be like that today, full of like young high school students screwing around, taking up machines, not doing anything, taking selfies, just doing all that baloney. Well, it's like, guys, I got a crisp 45 minutes in here. I got to get moving.
What are you, Tom Cruise and Top Gun? Like, being at 5 p.m. sharp?
Oh, no, I'm not. My point is, I'm not spending the whole day there like you. I really got to work. So if you could get this moving, that'd be great. I don't know.
That's really... I mean, it was a, I don't know, whatever weekend of football and me stressing over things that do not really impact my life, but do.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping there'd be more to write on the site this weekend. I spent a lot of time working on the book, which is, depending on how it goes, can be really frustrating because sometimes I spend a lot of time writing and doing, and researching and stuff. and it doesn't actually make it into the book yet. Or I'm like, right now I'm working on stuff that's like kind of for a later section of the book. I've been doing some of the Linux stuff and some of the command line stuff. And it's just like an unhealthy way to go about writing, because there's stuff in between where I'm at and where that is in the book that I need to get out of the way, but I just don't care for it.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having to come up with a chapter about Microsoft To Do or Microsoft Whiteboard. And it's like, ugh, like I know it has to be in there, but I just, not feeling it. There's going to be a real, hopefully not a quality lull, but kind of an interest lull in the middle of this book. Cause like the stuff is just, it kind of has to be there, right? But it's like, who cares?
If you wait long enough, they'll probably change it again between now and whenever, and then you could just...
I just did the mail and calendar chapters knowing that, or assuming that those things are about to be replaced by something better, which is that Outlook client, right? Also, just as an aside, and you might find this sort of interesting, there's like a consumer Teams client in Windows 11 that nobody even pays attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been paying attention to it because I have to write about that, right? And I only have the vaguest of memories of this because I never really used it. But there was like, in addition to having Skype, Windows 10 also had this little like Meet Now kind of functionality.
Yes.
So the chat icon that's on the taskbar on Windows 11 is basically that, but for Teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Teams client, it's just going to be a weird thing coming out of my mouth, but it's actually really good. It's really good. They're two different things, which is a little weird.
Little.
Yeah. It is also weird that if you have Teams on your phone or tablet, it's the same client, and you can switch profiles between consumer and commercial. But on desktop, you have to have two Teams. It's like, Microsoft, someday, someday. And also, everyone knows this, the fact that I can't just use Teams and communicate to people who are still using Skype, which would solve a lot of problems for me. Can't do it. I can invite those people to Teams, and then they'll say, but I'm already using Skype and commercial Teams. You're telling me I need to use another Teams?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is, yeah, actually you do. That's how stupid this, yeah. So it's kind of it's a weird situation because no one will ever use this thing. I have to write about it. And I'm just here to tell you, honestly, other than all the problems that I just described, the client itself is pretty good. It's pretty good.
So funny parallel. I don't have the link specifically memorized, but there's a Twitter account that tweets out internal emails from court cases. And that's just like, that's all that they do. And they tweet out interesting. This weekend, I think it was this weekend or Friday or whatever, it tweeted out a series of emails from Bill Gates struggling to download Windows Movie Maker.
So just so everybody knows, I saw that. A bunch of people. Yeah. That's not new information.
No, it's not. It's not new at all. But it
that's been out in the world for 20 years.
This is from.
Okay, I just want to. I don't want people like oh my God, look at this. I'm like, yeah, I've seen this. This is not new, but yes,
there's parallels to the insanity that he had to go through to download Windows Movie Maker, and the insanity of you describing 3 different chat platforms that Microsoft owns and operates, none of which crosstalk.
Exactly, except on iOS and Android.
Yeah, except on competing platforms.
You actually have to shift between the two personalities. You can't, it's not ideal. But still, wouldn't you rather just have the one client if you could? Anyway, yes, you're right. There are a lot of parallels to this in history. Remember when? Remember who? The guy who wrote Groove for Lotus and came to Microsoft and became their chief software architect. God damn it! What the hell was his name? Ray Ozzie. He had various groups at Microsoft making various kind of sync platforms. Live Mesh and Windows Live Sync, and what eventually became OneDrive, which was SkyDrive, was one. There were more, but there were a bunch of them. Some of them had like little weird app platforms and stuff. And they were all trying to solve the same problem. And I think the theory at the time was like, let the best one win. And it's like, yeah, or just have one and make that really good. That would be good too. Take the best ideas from each and But the fundamental problem with the Skype / Team stuff is they put this client in Windows 11 without letting it just talk to Teams. Like that just doesn't, I'm sorry, without letting it just talk to Skype.
Yeah. Right. Oh, yes. Yep.
Also, just as a random aside, the Mail app in Windows 11, 10, whatever, the only update to this app that I could discern between the time I wrote about it last and today is that, no doubt thanks to the pandemic, they added an option to when you make an event and you add other people, it becomes a meeting, but there's a button in the toolbar that says make it an online meeting. And it works like the Meet Now functionality that was built into the taskbar in Windows 10, where it's just anyone can be invited. You don't need an account. You get a URL. If you have Skype, it will use Skype. If you don't, it will use the web version of Skype. But that's my point. It's built into Windows 11, which doesn't have Skype. It uses Skype. It doesn't even use Teams. What? So, this is, God damn it. It's just insane. The whole thing is insane. That's why I am the way I am. A crazy person. I don't want to be a crazy person. I want to be a nice person. But this stuff is crazy. Right? No? I'm like a character in a Stephen King book that sees like demons everywhere and everyone else is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine. No?
No. Yeah. Before we end, a quick programming note. No podcast tomorrow, which is news to Paul. I got to go back to the dentist because I have a cracked filling, and they got to replace it because why not?
Fun. Okay. Well, it'll be like doing the show a bit for you.
Jeez.